Okay, so in this video, we're gonna be looking at some really cool tools that you can use to find amazing stories and videos online. Let's do this. Okay, so if you like Twitter, you will love TweetDeck. While Twitter gives you a single feed of the people you follow, TweetDeck allows you to customize multiple feeds following different hashtags, themes, or even individuals. This means you can be monitoring lots of stories taking place around the world right now. I'm following Mojo because I'm interested in mobile journalism, mobile storytelling because I'm interested in that, international news because I'm interested in that, social media because that's a focus for me. It allows us to monitor and observe trends and themes as they're taking place, as opposed to having to look at one feed. Snapchat's feature, known as Snap Maps, is one of the greatest journalism tools I've ever seen, giving us a god's eye view of what's happening in the world right now. Simply go into the Snapchat camera and swipe down to discover the map. You'll see red heat spots showing you stories that are taking place around the world. It allows us to jump into really hard to reach places, go to Mecca and check out the holy mosques, travel to London and visit people traveling in the underground. It gives you the opportunity to dive in and out of different parts of the world and find stories as they're happening and discover heat taking place before those stories go viral. Another great place to look for videos and photos is to use the Instagram stories format. If you type in any hashtag, say hashtag environment, and click on that little pink multicolored circle on the top left, you'll come to snaps that people have submitted over the last 24 hours to the Instagram stories. You can then click into each of those individuals and find out exactly who created that piece of content, which better helps us understand who's making that video. Reddit is another incredibly powerful place to find stories. Reddit is filled with what they call subreddits, which are topics which people are talking about. You can search any subreddit. Positive News even has its own subreddit of people talking about solutions-based storytelling. CrowdTangle is an incredibly powerful tool which is now being bought by Facebook. All of these tools are free, but CrowdTangle requires you to get special access, which I'm sure your newsroom can organize through Facebook. It allows you to see what stories are outperforming everything else online. Alright guys, I want to give you a few tips about copyright because this is pretty important. Right now it feels like the internet is the wild, wild west. Anybody can take anyone's footage and upload it anywhere and it seems to be okay, but it's not okay. You can get in big trouble. You can get sued, especially if you're making profit from a piece of content that is not your own, that you don't own, that you didn't produce, and you don't have the rights to use. As a basic rule, you should always get in touch with the content creator. Get in touch with the person that has created a piece of footage and ask them for permission to use that footage. Ask them if you're allowed to repurpose that footage. If they say yes, get that in writing. It will protect you. It will keep you safe. It is so important to get that permission, to get in touch with people, as opposed to just willy-nilly curating whatever you like and think you can get away with it. You can't. You'll get in big trouble. And this is why it's so important to get permission to use footage before you share somebody else's work. Of course, there's a number of places where you can find rights-free content. One of the best sources for this is Unsplash. It's a website where they have tons and tons of rights-free images. You can use those stills wherever you like. They are available for distribution. Another place to find high-quality images for free that you can distribute is by simply going to Google Images, going to tools and searching images that people are allowing you to share. It's really, really important to make sure you don't infringe on people's copyrights. This can get you in serious, serious trouble. You might get away with it a few times, but you won't get away with it every time. And when you get caught, it will be incredibly expensive. So guys, be very conscious of copyright rules and laws. Of course, in some instances, when a story is exposing corruption, abuses of power, some news organizations might take a policy of fair usage. That if a piece of content that they don't have the rights to use, but it's in the public interest, they may go ahead and use that piece of content. But I wouldn't do it without consulting a lawyer. I wouldn't do it without consulting your editors. You've got to make these decisions really carefully. That's my advice on copyright.
If you like this video, then we invite you to check out the full self-directed course by clicking on the link in the description. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you, and see you next time.